Greetings everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today's episode is the Daily Grind Part 3, and we're going to be discussing the faction and the daily grind involving this little lady here on your screen, the Stella. But of course, first, before we even touch on that, we're going to just approach the synergy of why this ship is also going to be included and why it can also be used in conjunction with your rogue daily grind. So as you can see at the minute, my ship is out there mining decoded data at the minute in rogue space. Not rogue space, sorry, augment space. Here in is it Lamata? Sitting on a 60k node mining data at the minute, and obviously this is one of many systems here in this nice gold section called Augment Space, in which we can mine decoded data and also corrupted data. The corrupted data is the one with the red symbol, green is obviously decoded. We do have a speed decoded data system where you can mine faster, but the problem is these nodes are very, very small. Won't go with that one. That's the maximum, these nodes. But if you look at the mining rate for my Botany Bay, and this is not even with the correct crew, this is one I've just shoved on for the video, but as you can see here, 1 million per hour. And yet if we go to the node it's currently on, and it will mine at this one 128,000. So there is a stark difference. Now put the correct crew on it, which is Jocelyn as captain, and you're going to mine data like there's no tomorrow. And this 60k node you can complete in around about what, 20 minutes, between 15 and 20 minutes depending on your research. And there is a bunch of research in the outlaw tree which we will cover later on in this video. So why am I mining data? Well, to be honest, I'm mining data for the Augment faction, to which I need so I can claim the Augment credits. Now as you can see, there's one for the corrupted data and one for the decoded data. Now I only do the decoded data because otherwise that's just way too much mining. The corrupted data nodes are ridiculously small. My Botany Bay would smash them out in like seconds. And yeah, so, and obviously as you can see here, for 71,000 decoded data I will obtain 7,000 Augment credits. Now Augment credits is what I need to pay for everything in the Augment store, ranging from the plutonium which you need to upgrade your Botany Bay, and these 3 waste of a ships here, the hijack ships, which they cost the same as a normal faction ship, the counterparts in the faction stores, but they also need plutonium to upgrade them. So, and to be honest, you can't scrap them. These ships are absolutely crap in the game as it is. The only thing they are good for from the faction side of things, the Federation Romulan Cleons, is maxing them out to level tier 9, level 45, and scrapping them for all the G4 materials and resources. But these Augment ships, yeah, they're not worth anything whatsoever. If you're a ship collector, by all means get them. It's up to you if you want to level them up and use them. That's entirely up to you. I've bought one each, so I can say that I've at least got them. Whether I upgrade them will be another story. But what I primarily go for is the independent credits. I get this on a daily basis because you need these to upgrade your officers, Augment officers, rogue officers, Borg officers, now the Ferengi officers. So you really do need to build up the stockpile with them, in conjunction with the ones that I can get out the Borg refinery as well. Also, you can use your independent credits, your Augment credits to pay for the officer chests, which you can get some officers. As you can see, the Epic, Con, and the 3 uncommons I've already got maximum shards for, and it's just the rares that I've still got to do. And there's also one here where it's just 3 rares. I can get these officers in the Ultra Recruit chest, so I'm not bothered about wasting augment credits on these. So, but that's the augment side of things really. But where this filters into the rogue side of things, and if we go into the rogue faction store, is here is the data to directives, and obviously these cost 50,000 decoded data, and you'll get a similar amount. This does not change. This does not change regardless of your reputation status with the Augment store. So, but you can use these to build up and start the exchange armadas, which we will briefly touch on in a bit. Okay, so next we're going to look at the Stellar and why this is also an important part of the daily grind process. And now what we'd use is the Stellar to kill these things, the exchange transports, because what we need to be collecting is what they give out is these. The Eclipse security codes, and you need a fair whack of these, and obviously the higher your reputation in the rogue faction store goes, the more of them you're actually going to need. So we'll crop back into the rogue store and I'll show you what I mean. And it's for these. It's for this. It's a directives and reputation and credits chest, and as you can see you get some rogue reputation, some rogue credits, which we'll cover in a second, and some more rare and uncommon directives. Now if you add them to the ones that you get out the other box, you will obtain 84 uncommon and 101 rare directives, so which means it will take you approximately 2 days of refining, so 2 days of collecting these chests just to be able to start 1 uncommon and 1 rare. Now, and the bonus with these is when you actually start the armada, if you beat it, you will get a chest which will pay out epic directives, which it means the armadas for the exchange are so easily sourced, readily sourced, and to be honest, it's a lot more easily sourced than the normal armadas in faction and in independent space. So yeah, and they are easy. The time as well is like half the time. They're only down to 7 minutes instead of 15. So it's brilliant. Obviously, next up, the rogue reputation. Yeah, that goes without saying. It just basically means you're getting more and more points towards your reputation to get higher. So, and then the next thing is we've got these rogue credits, and this is what we need to purchase to buy stuff within the rogue store. And as you can, the first thing you can purchase is the Outlaw Research credits, and this scales up by your reputation. So obviously you'll get more the higher reputation you are, but in the end it's also going to cost you more. And as you can see from the chest below, they do not scale linear. They have a premium put on them as well, so the more you want, the more you're going to have to pay just to get them. So, and obviously these will be used to aid in your outlaw research. Again, we'll cover shortly in the video. So just pull them. And then also what you can also spend the credits on is your, oh no, sorry, actually this is actually this costs the uncommon exchange armada loot, and this is what the loot you'll get for beating the armadas. You'll get uncommon for the uncommons, rares for the rares, and epics for the epics. Now I will say this, that when you take it on the armadas, and to be honest, actually it'll be easier if I actually show you. So if you just bear with me while the game catches up with me, because I work faster than the game does. And I'll go into here, I'm hoping there's an epic in here, because I'm going to need the epic as a comparison. Here we go, there's an epic there. So first of all, we'll start with the uncommon ones. As you know, they cost 100 to start, and what you'll get out of them in loot wise is the uncommon loot. Now I do highly your Stella has a bonus where she increases the amount of loot she gains from both these armadas and also the transports. And as you can see, the last one that I showed you only had 10 on. This level 39 has 1276. Now, depending on the level of your Stella, the higher tier it is, the bigger percentage that number will increase for what you'll obtain from these. But again, I would recommend that you use your PvE crew, Pike, Monroe, Chen, or if you're lucky to have him, Picard, Beverly and Chen to go out and smack these, because they are energy weapon based. So yeah, your Stella increases the amount of loot. So, and what we'll do is we'll just fly up here to the rare, and as you can see here, you get two different types of loot. You get the uncommon loot to begin with, and you also end up with the rare loot, and we'll cover just in a moment why they're needed. And then obviously if we come back down here to the epic, now I know you'd think you'd probably get the uncommon, the rare and the epic. Well, sadly it doesn't work like that. You get the uncommon loot and then you get the epic loot. Now the chest you'll get off this as well for winning it if you're the leader is actually more loot. So that increases. Now, why do we need the loot? Well, for those veterans of the game and players who have actually spent a lot of time doing this, you need that loot. One, the uncommon loot, for this chest, so you can get some more rogue credits and you get some more reputation, which has a 3-day cooldown, I might add. It's a 3-day cooldown. But you also need it for these, the uranium. Now, you need this uranium to upgrade your Stella. And she doesn't take other materials like uncommon ore or anything. She is a battleships, but she doesn't need ore, she doesn't need crystal. She needs uranium. And it scales by of uncommon uranium up to tier 4. Then it's a mix of uncommon and rare uranium to tier 6. Tier 7 was rare and now hang on, let me just think about this. Tier 7 is rare and epic. Tiers 8 and 9 epic all the way through. So obviously claiming these, like I said, you can upgrade your Stella. So, and I'll show you that, and here you go, it's a rare one. And as you can see as well, again, these chests are not linear. There is a premium for the more that you want out. So my best recommendation with anything like this, don't, unless it's more efficient, don't go for the higher chests, because it's a waste of time. And here's the epic one. I haven't actually got enough to actually do a pull on this one yet, so I'll need to look at doing a couple of epic armadas with my alliance. Also, looking into it as well, you can, if it loads up, spend your rogue credits on the officers. Again, I can get these in the officer chest in the recruit tab, so I don't bother wasting my credits on this, because I would better spend my credits on the research. What's it called again? Sorry, the research credits. I'd better spend my credits on them. And then obviously you get to this point in it, your chest in your store, sorry, where you get stellar particles to material outgoings. If I'm perfectly honest, it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad, but it is all RNG based. So do you really want to spend 54,000 particles on this? Personally, no. I did it once and I regretted it. I got so little in return, I just thought, this is not worth it. So for those who don't know what the stellar particles are, the stellar particles are what you'd get when you scrap your stellar. Now, I'd recommend, if you're going to be scrapping your stellars, because to be honest, you do need to scrap your stellars, because to carry on with the research, you're going to need the stellar particles. And I'll quickly show you a scrapping of a stellar. Well, I won't actually scrap a stellar, but there it is, battleship. And we'll start with my level 28. So my level 28 currently gives me 33,000 stellar particles. Now I can tell you now, it's not a bad start. Not a bad start. But if you really, really want it, get your stellar to level 45. 465,000. 465,000 stellar particles. That is an awful lot. Obviously, my ship's out, so I can't show you that at the minute, not without adding more time to the video. But what you'll need is your stellar particles in here, the outlaw tree. Now, I said we're going to go into the outlaw tree, and we are. So as you can see, this first bit is about your botany bay and base defenses and repairs, and some warp speed as well. And then there's some efficiency for your classification parts, interceptor, explorer, and battleship. Some plutonium efficiency. I don't know why I wasted my time with that one, but hey-o. And then obviously you got your stellar research, which would get you your first stellar. And then everything else now is literally aimed towards the stellar, improving its mitigation, its critical hits, its DPR, its hull, its shields, crafty engineering. Here you go, shield health for the stellar. And as you can see here, you've got both your research credits that you need and your stellar particles. So this is why you need it. So if I take it back to when this mechanic was released, the mechanic was basically you had to build a stellar, level it up, scrap it, build it, level it up, scrap it. It's like an eat, sleep, play, repeat sort of thing, just to make progression. And obviously, as you can see, you get some material efficiencies for both your research and your buildings. Highway robbery as well. Here you go, this is a bonus loot, so this will increase the amount of loot that you get as well by a certain percentage, so that's also pretty good to go after. And as you get further on, there's stuff aimed at your armadas and then stuff aimed at the G4 area as well. So in all, it's a well-rounded research tree, and it is one that I highly recommend going for. And so it brings in the daily grind again, especially when you're going for things like this, the rogue hull, which improves your hull health for all ships, not just the stellar, all of them. And again, the same with the shield, all ships, not just the stellar. And then obviously you've got here about you increasing your independent credit yield through the Augment and the Borg as well. So again, worth doing them, and this is one worth doing. And if you actually get there, this is the research you really, really, really want to do, because if you work hard on your stellar, you will find it will take you around about 3 to 6 months to upgrade your stellar to level 45. However, if you get this, it's going to cut your cost literally in half. So yeah, that is literally it for the research tree, really. But that is the stellar daily grind, and it is a daily grind, literally. I mean, if I just go back to the faction store just a minute, if the game will ever keep up with me. Downside to recording on an Android is it doesn't operate as fast because of the operating system. But as you can see, the cost, I need 120,000 of these keys to get the credits, the road credits I need to buy the research credits. So it is a daily grind. I mean, if you want to keep up with it, you need to do it every single day. But you don't have to do it every single day. And it's the same with everything else. If you don't have the time to do it, plan it out. Especially if you're free to play, you really do need to plan it out. And my idea of planning it out is have everything on a set day. Mine Isogen on a Monday, mine Latinum through the Latinum Rush event, because you can mine enough, and it's going to help you with your solo milestones. It's going to help you with your the solo leaderboard if you can get high enough, and it's also going to build up your reserves as well, so you can actually do your refines every single day without having to go mine more. Like for me, today is obviously Saturday, and today is my Stellar grind. So I've been out and I've grinded a lot of Stellars. I've used up all my rare directives in doing Armadas today, and so obviously I've ended up with 915,000 plus the pull I've just done, and that's just going out and constantly hitting these transports and doing it. And now I've got enough to do pulls for the week, and not a problem. I do pulls on this every single day. It's part of my normal morning button pushing, as I like to call it, where I just go around and push everything. And if I call up the screen, I'll show you the quick sequence I normally go through. So I normally start here. I start with the Alliance Helps, pull any of them off just to get them done, because obviously the first 10 will give me some Alliance credits in my daily goals. Then I'll move on to here and collect all these up to the 24-hour chest. So, and then what I'll do is I'll nip into the events tab, look at the daily events, see what daily events I've got going on. Then I'll move over to the refinery and do everything in my refinery. As you can see, apparently I've got 3 left to do. Oh yeah, that's because I did my Franklin this morning, and I've got my credits ready for tomorrow morning. As you can see, I could do some polls, but I'm not going to. I usually do it in the morning. So, and then obviously when that's done, I will then go over to the faction store, well, the faction stores, and I will then go through these from the top, starting with the Federation, and I will pull this recruit chest here, the 3,000 for 300 credits, because that is the most efficient in the stores. So then I'll do the Klingon, so I'll go through there again, scroll up, 3,000 for 300 credits. Romulan, again, go in, as you can see there, 3,000 for 300 credits. Then I'll go into the Augment store, pull my data, pull my credits, then into the Rogue store, pull my keys, pull my credits, pull my directives, and if it's available, the exchange loot and the uranium. And as you can see, the cooldown times, as I said, it's 3 days for the exchange heist and loot. It's the same for the uranium as well. So that's the daily grind. As you can see from the this video and the last 2, there is an awful lot to do in the game in regards to your dailies and all the extra stuff they've added in. So what do I personally think of the daily grind? Well, there is a lot to do. It is quite a lot. It's too much in sometimes, especially when you want to do everything. But what you've got to realise is, especially as a free-to-play player, is this game is not a sprint. It's a marathon. Take your time, plan out your strategy, know what you're going to do, and just basically try and make a plan of what you want to do and what you want to achieve and get out of the game. I mean, if you really enjoy the mining and you just want to mine, then there's plenty of nodes out there. There's plenty of ships with the officers. So crack on if you're one of these who likes to go out and kill hostiles in the PvE aspect of it. Then again, there's ships and officers that help towards that one. And if you're a massive PvP player. Again, there's plenty of OPC miners out there to go pop, so go pop them. But yeah, let me know what you think. Drop your comments in the section down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think there is too much in the game? Do you think the game could be streamlined? Do you think the game's missing some stuff besides the new content? And just before we do go, this latest arc, quick grading on it, as I show you, the battle pass is now drawn to an end, and we're just currently in the overflow section of the battle pass, and as you can see, a day 17 hours left on it. So what do I think of this arc so far? It hasn't been too bad. The materials and resource payments have actually been a lot better, but the only reason they have been better is because of this, the ticketed events, because they've given us the options to do events and obtain some materials and resources. And we'll just look at this one, and this has been an average of what we've been getting these ticket events. So as you can see, they're 5 and 3 in the materials for the first stage, and then it's slowly going up to a nice 23 and 11 in the uncommons. The Dabo table, it's good to see it back again this arc. From what I've heard of the CCs, this is the last time this is going to run. So if you do have any Dabo tokens left over, please spend them. I mean, spend them. Do not build them up. As you see, I've got 950 there, and that's because of the current events that's going on at the minute. So please make sure they are spent before the end of the arc. Looking forward to the mid-arc interval. I'm looking forward to doing some faction hunt, some the Crucible of War. I'm loving to get my teeth back into that again in the Alliance spend, and helping the Alliance focus on the Alliance Mines milestone, just to see this Dabo table reappear in that as well. What am I looking for in the next arc? Well, the next arc, I don't know. I'm praying and hoping it is going to be the Deep Space Nine arc. I'm really praying and hoping it is going to be that, but we don't know if it is going to be that. It could be something else. We never know. But I do know one thing. The roadmap released 6 months ago has now been fulfilled. So which means a new roadmap is due to be coming out. What's going to be contained in it, I don't know. But again, there are certain things I'd like to see in it. But what I certainly would like to see as well is more resources and materials put into the events. By all means, give us something like these Dabo tokens for something like this, so we can pick our own wards. But give us more variety. If you really want us to choose, let us choose what we want. So I can safely say that I'm most likely going to move this arc up to a C. It's definitely not ungraded like last month. There has been the mining for the miners this month. There has been a bit more. There's the release of the treasury. The treasury, well, to be perfectly frank, that's the biggest, to me, that is the biggest flop of this month, the treasury. So, and obviously we will take a quick look at it before we finish. So obviously the mining speed, protected cargo and cargo capacity, that is a fantastic addition. I do love it because it is increasing my mining speed, it is increasing my cargo. I'm making sure that I do keep more of what I mine. The downside is the lockbox. That is where it's really, really failed. And if I were to put this to Scopely, I'd say, please sort this out so there is a free to play path on it, even if it's a heavy grind. I personally, this one was 700 points. I will gladly grind out 4,000 points. I would gladly try and grind out 4,000 points in 7 days if it meant I could get that lockbox, I could get that de-sealing rod for free, and I could unlock what was in there. Because from what has been stated, this is supposed to be something asking players to put more time in the game, be in the game more. Well, if you want us to be in the game, don't put me a brick wall at the bloody end of it I'm going to crash head into and say, sorry, you spent all that time in the game, you've done all that grinding, but we're not going to give you it for free. So give us a free to play path so we can actually, benefit along with the players who love to pay money. But we never know. Hopefully they'll do something like that eventually, but we can never know. So again, drop your comments in the section down below. If you like this video, please smash that like button. The more likes we get, the further this goes out. And also, don't forget to subscribe. I'm looking at the previous videos and seeing loads of views coming up, people viewing the videos. So please, if you view the video, also please, I'm asking, subscribe, so you know when I'm actually releasing more. Anyway, until next time, stay safe, be well, and live long and prosper. Admiral Pegasus saying good night.